Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I've been doing quite a few long gun reviews lately, so I thought it was about time we did a short gun, or namely a pistol review, or an unboxing at least. So stay tuned and we'll get on with it. Remember, if you like the videos and you like the content, please give us a thumbs up, remember to subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications. And without further ado, we'll have a look at what I've got in this box. Okay then guys, what do we have here? So you can see that it's Hitler & Koch licensed and it's by Umarex, but it's actually made by VFC. And I have to say, I love these Hitler & Koch style boxes. They really look good. I've often said before, I'm not that fussed about trades, but I think when a manufacturer actually backs an airsoft company and lets them use the trades and everything else, and even with the packaging, I do think it's a great little touch, and it does give it a bit of authenticity to the actual replica. So without further ado, let's have a look at what's inside. And here we have it. This is the HK45CT, meaning that it's a compact version. But as the HK45 is an absolute behemoth of a gun, even the compact version is pretty sizable. So it's basically the size of a normal pistol. And here I've got the tan version. Now this isn't new to the market. This has been around a little while now, the HK45CT. But I wanted to have a look at it for a couple of reasons. One, they're available at the moment at some incredibly good prices. Their recommended retail, I'm sure, was about 175 to 180 pounds. They're currently available for about 100 pounds, so they're an absolute great buy. And I've also seen some really positive remarks about these. I actually saw one person on YouTube describe it as the best gas blowback airsoft pistol ever made, and that's quite a claim. So I want to have a look, see what's inside and find our way around it. So when you open the box, this is how it comes in a plastic bag, and you've got the flip up lid here. Underneath here we've got a spare back for the pistol grip and an adjustment tool for your hop up. Underneath there we have our manual, which is again nicely branded by H&K, and if we have a look through, you can see it's nicely put together with photos rather than drawings, showing you the operation of the gun and the hop up and the various bits and pieces and how to clean the barrel. So really nice little manual. I was quite impressed. So put that to one side, and finally we have the pistol. Now, you may notice there's some stickers in here. They were stuck to the gun. I actually took it out earlier and took the stickers off. And here is the pistol itself. It's a fully trademarked Hitler & Koch 45C or CT. And you can see you've got the trades actually on the pistol itself, on the grip. So you've got it on the top slide, 0.45 auto, HK45C. On the other side, we've got the HK and the 0.45 auto on the actual chamber, and then licensed trademark of Hitler & Co. Germany. And again, same on there. And if we look at the bottom, we've got HK45C, USP 0.45C. So lots of trades. And underneath there, we've got a thing about the owner's manual. And you've also got this little identification plate with your serial number on. So let's have a look at this. So take the magazine out. Typical VFC style gas magazine. We've got a little indentation there, but that's where the mag release catch holds on. And then we've got our spring in the center. Now, one thing I've noticed with this, it doesn't lock back, unfortunately. So when you put it down, you have to hold it down, load the BBs into there. But it has got nice rounded feed lips, which are always a good thing. And interestingly, it's also got indentations filed into the top of the mag feed lips. And anyone who's used Mark 23 or anything like that will know that's a way of solving double feeding. So it's interesting that that's already in there. And the rest is pretty standard. So if you look at the pistol itself, it's all ambidextrous. So you have ambidextrous safety at the back here, which operates whether it's cocked or not. So you can switch it on to safe. And it also has a decocking lever as well. We have ambidextrous slide release. So if we rack the slide back, you can do it from either side. And we have ambidextrous mag release as well. And like all H&K guns, it's a case of pressing it down to release the magazine, which is pretty standard for a lot of anyone who's seen the HK. That goes for Mark 23s, it goes for HK45s, it even goes down back to the MP7 is the same submachine gun. And on the front here we have a threaded outer barrel. It's all the top slide is aluminium, the outer barrel is aluminium and so is the chamber, and then it has a polymer lower and obviously rail for any flashlights you may want to put on. So yeah, it's quite nice. We have white dotted sights. They're okay, nothing special. Be nice to put something in there that's a little more reflective, or maybe some glow in the dark sights, but that is something you can do afterwards. So to take this gun down, what you do is you rack it back, you line up here, push the button at the back of the mag release, the slide release lever, pull it out, and it releases the top slide. Okay, so inside the lower receiver, we've got steel rails to carry the actual top slide. This is captured, it can come out, and then we've got our safeties and our hammer at the back. So nothing out of the ordinary really. What you'd see in there is typical of any VFC made gas blowback pistol. The only difference is the location of the actual magazine catch, but no, all good. There are some rough surfaces on some of these metal parts, which could be smoothed off a little bit, but they are greased. One thing to think about when this gun first comes to you is the grease can be a little bit thick, so I have actually cleaned this off and re-greased it. So next up is the top slide. So here you can see your hop up mechanism. You adjust the hop up at the end here in this screw with the adjustment tool, and that goes backwards and forwards to add and remove the hop as desired, and that's a little gear in there that contacts with the gear above, which then turns it to adjust the hop. So we'll have a look at that now. And back here is your feed or load nozzle and gas nozzle. So we'll take this apart and have a look. So first of all, we need to separate the hop, get this out of here. And this is quite tricky because the hop is actually quite well held in. I'm going to try and get him out of there. You might actually need a tool to do that. Okay, so I've got this guy out, and that is hard to get out. That is really tricky. I didn't manage to gouge my hand open trying to get out. So yeah, just bear that in mind. It doesn't like coming out. And now we've done that, we can take our inner and outer barrel out of the housing as well. So this is the outer barrel, and you can see the receiver end here with the markings on. Little marks on there, but nothing terrible. And we've got an O-ring on here, which is supposed to keep the slide from scratching on the barrel, I believe, as it moves in and out. And then here is our inner barrel and our hop unit. So as you can see on there now, there's actually very little hop showing, and this is our plate on the top to actually put pressure on the hop, and this is the adjuster underneath, which moves up and down to adjust the hop for us. I'm not sure what type of hop is in there at the moment. I'm hoping it's a Marui style, BSR 10 style hop, because that means it's easily changed for something different if we want it, which is always good. And we'll just have a look at the barrel and see what size the barrel is as well. Now, one thing about this pistol I've noticed is it's actually quite dirty inside, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to strip it down and give it a clean. It's unfortunate that it's filthy, but that's the way it is sometimes. So if we measure this barrel, it is, I'd say it's a 603, 602. Okay, perhaps a little bit more than that actually. Perhaps yeah, I think it's a 605. Yeah, so it's not a tight ball barrel, but it should suffice for standard close quarters gaming. But obviously if you're going to wanting to be reach out a bit further, it might be worth putting a tight ball barrel and maybe a VSR if it accepts it. It'll be a auto bot bucking in there, which I think is a great upgrade for any pistol. I have actually, as comparison, got a tight ball barrel here. So if we have a look at that, yeah, so that's actually a 601. So, and you can see the difference. Yeah, so that is a lot tighter barrel. This is actually quite a good quality barrel as well. So you get those little differences with the verniers, and those inaccuracies are more to do with the verniers than the actual barrels themselves. But that sort of sums up where we are with this. I might actually think about putting that in actually at some point, as it is actually the right length barrel, so that would be actually quite an interesting little thing to do, so I might actually try that. Now the other thing with these that needs to be considered is this nozzle, and it has a habit of sticking out like that, as you can see, which can cause you feeding problems as the pistol's cycling, because sometimes it'll stick like that and this lip here won't feed the next BB. So it may be worth taking this out, giving this a bit of a tidy up and a lubrication, making sure that it actually operates. Again, it is actually lubed okay, but we need to make sure of that. And I think the more you use this, the better it gets, because it gradually beds in. I think it's a process of bedding it in sometimes. And to do that, you have to take these screws out and pop the carriage out to actually do anything with it. So just bear that in mind. These things can be an issue, but all in all, at the moment, it seems to be working okay. But there is a lot of dirt in there, so it is worth thinking about giving it a clean out, get rid of some of this rubbish that's inside the actual pistol. Okay, so we're using the Ultra Gas from ASG, Ultra Air should I say, and 0.2 gram BBs. So let's see what we get from this. 329, 318, 318, 311, 333, 322, 315, 313, 311, and 309. Just a couple left, so I'll finish those off. And that's pretty consistent, staying above 300. Where it is in its lockback position. As you can see there, it was quite a consistent firing gun, good FPS throughout. Need to clean the barrel after that little bit of greasing that we gave to it, just a little bit of pre-firing maintenance to it, because it was a bit gloopy inside. There's some grease, thick grease, and also some dry areas that needed just a little bit of attendance to. It was a bit dirty, so it's always a good thing just to clean out your gun before you use it with these gas guns. And it's got quite a hard kick, so very much in comparison to my VFC built Mark 17, that's also the same. It's got a real hard kick to that, and although that's a much newer gun, it only came out recently, this is quite similar in the way it feels when you fire it. We got about 13 rounds out of that mag, and the FPS didn't really drop dramatically. So very often with gas pistols, you'll be firing away and you'll see the FPS gradually coming down as you use up the gas. And with this, it didn't seem to be quite as obvious. So we'll just hold down the release and we'll see how many shots we can get out of this. So it was about 13 we fired. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 60 shots and it's still locking back. So all in all, that's pretty good performance. And since we did that little bit of work, you can actually see that the nozzle inside here is actually returning as well. It's going to the back of the pistol, whereas before it was sticking about halfway. So for that little bit of pre-firing maintenance that we did, it's actually worked out quite well for us. And I'm really looking forward to using this. It's got a really solid slide. There's no gaps in it, no discernible wobbles. A little bit of movement on there, but nothing that you'd really notice. The mag fits really nicely. A solid click as it goes in. It doesn't wobble around, doesn't move backwards and forwards or side to side. Really, really solid build. The same with the outer barrels, a tiny bit of movement backwards and forwards as you'd expect because it's a free floating barrel. But again, no real issues with it. And all the controls feel solid, they feel nice. They click into place positively. There's no sort of wobbly or vagueness to it. You sometimes forget with some of the pistols, you'll sort of switch your switches and they'll have like this squishy sort of vague feeling to them. So all in all, it feels really good and I'm really impressed with it. Nice hammer, so great action. You know, it all feels really good. I'm really impressed with the build quality of this pistol. Not all VFC pistols can be classed as equal. I know some of them have some issues, but so far I've heard good things about this and it feels nice to fire. And it's certainly a pistol I'd recommend to somebody. I think with a tight bore and an auto bucky in there, you probably have something extremely capable. But even in standard form, it's a sidearm at the end of the day. You don't necessarily need to upgrade them to have a good pistol. You can run them as they are, and complete with the trades as well. I think this is a bargain pistol for £99 I paid for this. It was on sale. I got it from Land Warrior Airsoft. Like I say, you do need to give it a little bit of TLC on the internals before you start using it. Just clean it out more than anything because it is filthy inside. But once you've done that, away you go. And like I say, it's very similar in operation to the Mark 17. It's actually similar in size in some ways. This is lighter though. This is a lighter pistol. And it is more solid as well. So you can see that the influence that Sig Sauer have had on this has probably taken the quality level up another notch compared to this. But again, I'll be more than confident to use this in a game day. I like the way it feels in the hand. It's quite ergonomical. It fits in the hand well. I've got quite big hands. This is a compact pistol, yet it still fits in my hand quite well. You'll find with bigger hands that your palm tends to overextend past the base plate of the magazine and the pistol, whereas with a long pistol, a standard size pistol, it doesn't. But I can get over that. You've got the finger grip at the bottom there to stop your hand sort of sliding off the base, and it still feels nice. It feels nice to handle. You've got the tri-sights on the front. Like I say, you could perhaps put some glow-in-the-dark paint or dots in there. You could even drill them out and put in the actual optical sights if you wanted to. So there's all kinds of options with this gun. I think it looks great in tan. I know, or dark earth should I say. A lot of people like their guns to be black, and you know, sure, they look great. I seem to be buying a lot of brown guns lately. But this one, I actually love it in tan, or dark earth, should I say, I keep saying tan. I think it looks really nice. And I might highlight the trades on the HK45CT on the side, because I think that'd be quite nice as well. So all in all, I'm really impressed with it. I'm looking forward to getting some game days with it. It's got a real curved trigger on it. As far as trigger brake's concerned, not bad. So as far as the trigger brake's concerned, as it's cocked, got this much movement, then and it resets just about there. So it's actually quite a long stroke for the trigger. So yeah, it's not the lightest of triggers I've ever seen. Quite a long pull on it, but not the worst either. So still, once it's firing, you don't really notice it so much. If I compare that to something like the Mark 17, so on this gun you can see the trigger brake is a lot different. It's a very fast reset. Obviously it has no hammer on, so it gives you an idea of the difference between the two, and I don't think they're that comparable. So as you can see, much longer stroke on that, but that's no problem. It should be noted that if you do pull the trigger, it doesn't fire in safe, and also you can decock it. Well guys, that's the end of the video on the HK45CT. I did originally film a bit of footage of me actually doing sort of a pre-use inspection and oiling and service of the gun before we actually had to go with it because of the issues I spoke about. Unfortunately, the camera didn't record any of that, so I haven't got it on camera. So I'm sorry about that, but maybe something we can revisit in the future. But needless to say, it's working fine. There's a small dog on my desk trying to climb into my face, so it's probably a good time to end the video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, fire them at us in the comment section below. Remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more content coming up in the future. I've got an SMG over there that I'm waiting to do an unboxing on, which could be quite interesting. So stay tuned. Oh yeah, wait for it. I've got a DMR project as well. So hopefully those will be coming along soon. So stay tuned and I'll see you again soon.